Welcome to the Daily Devo. My name is Jeremy, and today I want to share how courage comes from walking with God. I'll never forget going to a local water park as a kid. They had an area that was called the cliff jump. It was only about 10 feet high, but when you're a kid looking down, that height can feel like 100 feet. And as I stepped up to the ledge, fear just crashed in on me. I locked up. The people waiting behind me started encouraging me. They're saying, "Jeremy, you can do it." And after an embarrassing amount of time, I listened to the encouragement and I jumped. The huge drop that I had made up in my head met reality. And in the end, I loved it. And I spent most of the day jumping off that cliff over and over and over. Fear has a debilitating and often crippling effect on all of us. I want to read Joshua chapter 1 and verse 9 together. This is a great example of a godly leader needing to be reminded to have courage. The verse says, "Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go." The Lord tells Joshua in this chapter 4 different times to fear not. Why would God repeat himself that many times? Because that's how many times Joshua needed to hear it. Even though Joshua had seen all of the miracles in the past, he still needed to be reminded that God was with him. You and I need the same encouragement. We need that encouragement that God is coming through for us. Even if he came through for us in years past, it doesn't guarantee that fear won't creep in when he's commanding you to do something new. This verse starts out by saying, "Have I not commanded you?" The Lord reminds Joshua of what he had asked him to do. When it's the Lord that commands us, we can be sure that no matter how it works out, we are walking in obedience to his word. You may not get a message from an angel or hear God as clearly, but we can find more than enough commands in his word that require courage to walk out. The next thing the Lord does for Joshua is tell him how to think so that he can overcome how he feels. He said, "Be strong and courageous." Joshua had to decide to embrace the thought that he could be strong and courageous. Many watching this may deal with fear or anxiety. It's not always as easy as praying it away. No, you must start by embracing the thought that when God's word says, "Be anxious for nothing," that it's possible. The how may take some time, but until you think it's possible, you'll live in your negative emotions. So, Joshua, you're feeling fear and discouragement, but I see you as strong and courageous. That's the good news. God sees us perfectly. Choose to take him at his word. And lastly, he shows him why. The foundation of being strong and of good courage is because God is with us everywhere that we go. Do you believe that? I'm grateful that the creator of heaven and earth is with me. Jesus is Emmanuel, God with us. Take heart today that God knows who you are and where you are and what you're capable of. Thanks for joining us today on the Daily Devo.